Question 1. From the perspective of system initialization, Maria is troubleshooting a CentOS system that fails to boot properly. After inspecting the boot logs, she finds the error message, failed to load unit DSDA device. She suspects an issue with systemd dependencies and wants to prevent the system from entering the default target. Which of the following strategies should Maria implement at the grub menu to isolate the issue and reach a usable shell for troubleshooting? A. Append init equals bin bash to the grub kernel line to boot directly into a bash shell without systemd initialization. B. Remove all systemd services and replace them with sys scripts to bypass the error. C. Use the grub command set default equals 0 to force the kernel into a clean state. D. Disable all mount units using the mask command from another bootable system. Answer. Correct answer. Their explanation, appending init equals bin bash to the kernel line, is a low-level way to bypass systemd entirely and boot directly into a shell. This is especially useful when systemd is failing during the boot process. The 101500 LPIC exam 101 objective. Understand boot process, grub, and system initialization covers this deeply. Option B is not practical for immediate boot issues. Option C simply selects default grub entry and doesn't affect systemd or boot recovery. Option D, while helpful in other cases, cannot prevent the error during the current boot since the system already fails before reaching usable shell. Question 2. To better understand file system mounting behavior, consider a scenario where Lucas is managing a system that mounts a USB drive containing sensitive log files at many logs. He wants to ensure the data is mounted read-only by default and remains mounted across reboots. Which of the following entries in xstep most accurately reflects Lucas's intention? A. fdnlexext default 00. B. fdnlexextro 00. C. fdnlexext no so 00. D. fdnlexexrobu 00. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Mounting a file system in read-only mode requires the row option in xstab. This is essential for sensitive data protection, especially if the system reboots unexpectedly. Option A. Use defaults, which include RWL and write access. Option C uses NOauto, which prevents the file system from being automatically mounted at boot. Option D RW, which contradicts the need for a read-only configuration. This ties into the mount and unmount file systems and manage partitions and file systems objectives of the LPIC 1101500 exam. Question 3. Given the circumstances, is Aisha, a system administrator, receives a report that an application fails to start due to missing shared libraries. She uses the LDD command on the binary and sees several lines returning, not found. What is the most appropriate method Aisha should take next to resolve the issue securely? A. Add the missing libraries to lib manually by copying them from another system. B. Is LDconfig after installing the necessary libraries via the package manager. C. Set LD preload in the user's bash key to force the library path. D. Recompile the binary with statically linked libraries. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. The LDconfig command updates the dynamic linker runtime bindings, ensuring that libraries placed in the correct directories like userlib or lib are recognized. This aligns with the LPIC1 objective. Manage shared libraries. Option is insecure and error-prone. Option C is risky and typically not used as permanent fix. Option D is unnecessary and impractical unless statically linking is design requirement. Question 4. In what ways can proper usage of regular expressions aid in advanced system administration? For example, Daniel wants to find all lines in a log file varlog that contain either an error or failed, but not both on the same line. Which of the following grep commands achieves this correctly? A. grep error failed varlog. B. grep error star failed star error varlog. C. grep error failed varlog grep v star failed star error. D. grep v error failed varlog. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Option C uses a pipeline that first selects lines with either keyword, then removes those containing both using grep. V. This satisfies the requirement. Include error or failed, but not both. This is a nuanced use of regular expressions and pipeline logic and falls under the LPIC exams. Perform regular expressions using grep and sed, and process text streams using filter objectives. Options and B include both keywords, and D excludes all relevant lines. Question 5. When presented with a need to monitor process priorities, Ahmed, a Linux performance engineer, wants to ensure that the backup script runs with the least priority so it doesn't interfere with user tasks. Which of the following actions should he take? Hey, use Renis N19. P. After the script starts. B. Run the script using nice N-20 backup. SHC. Use top to kill all high priority processes. D. Run the script in the background with and only. Answer. Correct answer A. Explanation. Option A correctly uses Renis to adjust the priority of an already running process. The LPIC 1101500 covers this under modify process execution priorities. Option B is invalid because negative values like -20 require root privileges and increase priority, contrary to the objective. Option C is destructive. Option D has no effect on priority. Question 6. While examining file ownership issues, Alina notices a number of orphan files in home belonging to Oud with no matching user in it password. She wants to correctly assign them to a new user she just created. Which command best facilitates this? chmod Alina uses home star. B. User ID. She 1001 Alina. C. User mob. She 1001 Alina. D. Chown Alina home star. Answer. Correct answer, D. Explanation. The chown command is used to change ownership of files. In this case, Alina uses chown Alina home star to ensure both user and group ownership are correctly set. This supports the manage file and directory ownership objective of the 101500 exam. Options is invalid as the H must changes permissions, not ownership. Options B and C modify user attributes, not file ownership directly. Question 7. As demonstrated by complex symbolic linking scenarios, Fatima creates a soft link to etnginx.conf named endinexconf in her home directory. Later, the original file is deleted. What happens to the symbolic link? A. The symbolic link continues to function as a valid file. B. The symbolic link automatically links to the recreated file. C. The symbolic link breaks and points to a non-existent file. D. The symbolic link gets converted to a hard link. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. A symbolic soft link is a pointer to a path. If the original file is removed, the link becomes broken. LPIC 1 exam 101500. Use hard and soft links objective emphasizes understanding of link behavior. Hard links, unlike symbolic links, keep their node reference alive. Option is false. A B is only true if the file is restored in exactly the same location and name. D is technically impossible. Question 8. Throughout the course of working with RPM packages, Jamal needs to verify if a package in AAT was installed from a trusted source and whether any of its files have been altered. What is the best command for this verification? AET AF install AAT. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. RPM. V command verifies the integrity of installed files against the RPM database. It's critical for security and integrity checks relevant to UOPM and Yum package management. In the LPIC 1 exam, option just queries installed packages. B lists available packages. D is invalid syntax. Question 9. With respect to standard file editing practices, Rashid is teaching a junior admin how to use A delete a word in command mode. Which keystroke sequence accomplishes this task correctly? A. Press X. B. Press DD. C. Press DWD. Press I. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. The DW manner in Roman is deletes the word. This directly addresses the LPIC 1 exams. Perform basic file editing using Roman objective. Option deletes single character. B deletes whole line. D switches to insert mode, not delete. Question 10. In light of recent developments, Mr. Kobayashi manages the Debian-based cloud instance and needs to install multiple packages using apt while ensuring no recommended packages are installed by default. Which command should you use? A. Apt install package package. No install recommends. B. Apt get install package package. Ignore dependencies. C. D. A. G. A package deb package deb. D. Apt cache show package. Answer. Correct answer, explanation using no install recommends prevents apt from installing packages marked as recommended, which is often desired in minimal environments. This is part of use common Debian package management tools in LPIC 1 exam 101500. Option B risks breaking the system. C manually installs local deb files without resolving dependencies. D is only for viewing package metadata. Question 11. The evolution of system initialization processes led Alex to configure a Linux server using systemd targets. He wants the system to enter a non-graphical multi-user environment with network support. Which target should Alex configure as the system default? A. Default target. B. Multi-user target. C. Graphical target. D. Rescue. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Multi-user target is the correct systemd target for a non-graphical multi-user system with networking. This is the equivalent of run level 3 in sysvin. It's covered under understand boot process, grub, and system initialization in the LPIC 1101500 syllabus. Default target is symlinked to the actual target and is not target itself. Graphical target includes GUI services. Rescue a target is single user mode used for system recovery. Question 12. Taking into account the need to analyze file permissions, Ricardo checks the permissions of the script as follow. Huernirex, what does the S in the group section indicate? A. The sticky bit is set on the script. B. The file will always execute with the user's UID. C. The script will execute with the group's JID. D. It is symbolic link with special permissions. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. The S in the group execute bit position indicates the setJID set group ID permission. This ensures the script runs with the group ID of the file's group owner. It is crucial to LPIC 1. Manage file and directory permissions. It is incorrect as sticky bits apply to directories, not scripts. B refers to the setuid bit, not setJID. D is invalid. Symbolic links appear with L as the file type. Question 13. The correlation between efficient process management and server uptime is clear when observing Nura's web server. Runaway process is consuming all EPU. She identifies the PID using top, but her attempts to use kill -15 fail. What should she do next? A. Reboot the server to eliminate the stuck process. B. Use kill -9 to forcefully terminate it. C. Use nice to reduce the process priority. D. Use FG to bring it to the foreground and then stop it. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. If kill -15 SIGTERM fails, the process might be ignoring or unable to handle it. Kill -9 sends SIGIL, which forcefully terminates it. LPIC 1 covers this under manage processes is last resort and not recommended. C adjusts priority but doesn't stop it. D applies only to background processes in the current shell session. Question 14. In comparison with hard links, symbolic links are often misunderstood. Suppose prayer creates the hard link backup back pointing to data.txt. Later, data.txt is deleted. What happens to backup? Back A, it becomes a broken link. B, it continues to access the file's contents. C, it gets converted into symbolic link. D, it gets automatically removed. Answer. Correct answer. B, explanation. Hard links reference the same node, so backup. Back still accesses the content even if data.txt is deleted. This behavior is critical in LPIC 1s. Use hard and soft links. Symbolic links, by contrast, break when the target is deleted. They C and D do not apply to hard link behavior. Question 15. By comparing different package management tools, Max wants to verify the dependencies of an RPM package before installing it. Which command is best suited for this task? A. RPM requires package RPM I packaged RPM. C. Yum install package RPM well packaged RPM. Answer. Correct answer A. Explanation. The LPIC requires command queries a package not yet installed for its required dependencies. This is foundational to URPM and YUM package management tools in LPIC 1.0.1.500. B installs the package and doesn't check beforehand. C does not explicitly show dependencies before proceeding. D lists installed files, not requirements. Question 16. During the process of disk layout planning, Stefania needs to separate user data from system files for backup and security purposes. Which mount point should she isolate on? A separate partition to meet her goal? A. Op. B. Etc. C. Home. D. Boot. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Placing home on a separate partition isolates user data, making it easier to manage backups, security, and reinstalls. LPIC1's design hard disk layout includes this as key design principle, is for third-party apps, B holds configuration files, and D is necessary for boot but doesn't contain user data. Question 17. One might argue that streamlining command pipelines can optimize performance. What does the following command do? pssoc grep vgrep grep Apache. A lists all running processes named Apache and excludes grep. B kills the Apache and grep processes. C fills only the grep processes running on the system. D finds the command grep Apache only. Answer. Correct answer A. Explanation. This pipeline filters the PS output to find processes matching Apache while excluding the grep Apache command itself. It's a typical trick to avoid false positives. It demonstrates knowledge from queue streams, pipes, and redirects and manage processes. B, C, and D are misinterpretations of the command. Question 18. Focusing specifically on the file system hierarchy standard FHS, which of the following directories should not contain user-generated files or logs and is strictly intended for essential command binaries required by all users? A. usabin. B. bin. C. tmp. D. varlog. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. According to HS, bin contains essential binaries like AE, etc., required for all users and for booting. LPIC1 covers this in Understand the file system hierarchy standard. It holds non-essential user commands. C is for temporary files and D is for log files. Question 19. In response to a sudden storage space alert, Rena examines var and finds the varlog directory is full. To clear space without losing useful logs, which of the following is the best immediate step? A. Delete everything in varlog. B. Run logrotate manually to rotate and compress logs. C. Reboot the system and hope for automatic cleanup. D. Rename log files and compress them manually. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Running logrotate manually at logrotate at clogrotate.conf ensures logs are rotated according to policy, safely compressing and cleaning them. This aligns with managing file systems in LPIC1, is dangerous and causes data loss. C is ineffective. D is not scalable or policy-based. Question 20. Under the assumption that a system administrator named Theo needs to find the total number of lines in all log files in varlog, which of the following commands would most efficiently provide the correct result? A. ls varlog start log ul. B. cat varlog start log ul. C. grep. C. varlog start log. D. find varlog name start log C. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Cat varlog start log all correctly counts the total number of lines across all log files. This is part of process text streams using filters. It counts file names, not lines. C counts per file and returns multiple outputs, not the total. D returns character count of file paths. Question 21. In terms of hardware detection during system startup, Omar notices that his Linux system does not recognize a newly installed USB device. He suspects the kernel module is missing. What is the best immediate step Omar should take to verify and load the required module? A. Use lsmod to check loaded modules and modprobe to load the missing one. B. Recompile the kernel with support for the device. C. Modify ecmodules.conf to include the new device. D. Edit xstap to mount the USB device manually. Answer. Correct answer A. Explanation. Smod lists currently loaded kernel modules and moprobe loads modules dynamically. This process falls under determine and configure hardware settings. In LPIC 1101.500, recompiling the kernel B is complex and unnecessary if the module exists. ecmodules.conf is deprecated in favor of ecmodules load. D. Editing X step D applies only after hardware is recognized. Question 22. Among the various options to recover a broken grub bootloader, Emma boots from a live CD and root into her installed system. Which of the following commands should Emma execute to reinstall grub on the MBR of devstat A? Grub install devstat. B. Update grub devstat. C. fdisk devstat. D. Grub encaconfig or boot grub cd. Answer. Correct answer A. Explanation. Grub install devstat installs grub into the MBR or FE partition of the specified disk. This is essential for fixing bootloader issues aligned with understand boot process, grub, and system initialization. Update grub. B updates the grub config but doesn't install the bootloader. Fdisk manages partitions. Grub and config. D generates configuration but doesn't install grub. Question 23. From the perspective of package management, Ravi installs the package with Yum and observes that some dependencies are missing. He wants to avoid dependency issues in the future. Which action best ensures automatic handling of dependencies when installing packages? They always use Yum install instead of RPM. B. URPM. Forced to install packages despite dependency issues. C. Manually download and install all dependencies with RPM. D. Disable repositories except the base repo. Answer. Correct answer A. Explanation. Yum install resolves and installs dependencies automatically, unlike RPM, which only installs packages but not dependencies. This aligns with work with package managers and package types objectives. Options B and C risk system breakage. D reduces available packages and may cause dependency failures. Question 24. The relationship between Debian and Red Hat package managers is important for multi-distro admins when configuring apt repositories. Which file must be edited to add a new repository or a Debian-based system? A. etcap sources list. B. etsim repos. D. C. etv.conf. D. etcapapp.conf. Answer. Correct answer A. Explanation. Debian uses etcap sources list and etcap sources list. D to list repositories. This is critical under to use Debian and Red Hat package management tools. B is for Yum repos Red Hat. C configures DNF newer Red Hat package manager. D configures apt behavior, not repositories. Question 25. Given the circumstances, Jacob has a system with multiple swap partitions but wants to control their priority. How does he specify the priority of swap partitions? A. By editing xstab and adding the pri equals option to swap entries. B. By renaming the swap partitions in devmapper. C. By using swap-on with the p flag to set priority. D. By changing the order of swap partitions in xtab. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Swap-on. P sets the priority of a swap device. This is part of manage partitions and file systems and manage file and directory permissions. The editing xstab without priority will not control usage order. Devmapper is unrelated. Ecomtab reflects current mount, not config. Question 26. When analyzing text streams, Sarah wants to replace all occurrences of the word error with warning in log file without changing the original file. Which command achieves this? A. Set error warning log file new file. B. Rep error log file. C. Or G sub error warning print log file. D. Both and C. Answer. Correct answer. D. Explanation. Both said and or can perform global substitutions on text streams. Neither modifies the original file unless redirected or in place options are used. This falls under process text streams using filters and perform regular expressions using grep and sed. B only searches text, no replacement. Question 27. The core principles of file and directory permissions dictate that a directory allows which of the following? A. Owner can read, write, and execute. A group can read and execute, others have no access. B. Owner can read and write. A group can write, others can execute. C. Owner can execute only, then group and others can read and write. D. Everyone has full access. Answer. Correct answer. Explanation. Permission mean the owner has read, write, execute. Group has read and execute, and others have no permissions. This is fundamental to manage file and directory permissions. Options B, C, and D contradict the permission string. Question 20. By evaluating the use of package managers, Minute wants to remove a package and all unused dependencies on a Debian system. Which command should he use? A. apt-get auto-remove package. B. apt-get remove purge package. C. apt-get remove package followed by apt-get auto-remove. D. D or G. Remove package. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. The common approach is to remove the package first, then run apt-get auto-remove to clean up unused dependencies. This process is emphasized under use Debian and Red Hat package management tools is invalid because auto-remove doesn't take package names. B. Purges configs, but not unused dependencies. D. Removes the package without handling dependencies. Question 29. With the advent of systemd, logs are often managed via journal. Thomas wants to view all messages from the current boot only. Which command should he run? A. journal. B. journal. Since today. C. systemd status. D. Answer. Correct answer. A. Explanation. Journal. B shows logs from the current boot session, critical for understand boot process and system initialization. B shows logs since date, not boot specific. C shows unit statuses. D outputs kernel ring buffer, but not full logs. Question 30. Considering the evidence, which statement best explains the difference between hard links and symbolic links in Linux? A. Hard links point directly to the node. The symbolic links point to the path name. B. Hard links can link directories. The symbolic links cannot. C. Symbolic links share the same node as the original file. D. Hard links are shortcuts. Symbolic links are actual copies. Answer. Correct answer. A. Explanation. Hard links reference the inode directly. A symbolic soft links are special files that reference a path name. This distinction is fundamental in LPIC and use hard and soft links. But B is false. Hard links typically cannot link directories. C is false. D misunderstands the concepts.